per hectare production of tomatoes in Ghana is just 8 tons, while our counterparts in Burkina Faso are doing 18 tons per hectare. We are doing 8 tons.
Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, my venerable leaders, for yielding to me. Mr. Speaker, there are things that shouldn't split us as a nation. And one of them is food security. Mr. Speaker, it appears that oftentimes food security, industrialization are campaign promises of all of us when we are in opposition. Yet when we come into government, we forget about it. Indeed, more often than not, we only remember that we need to make sure that we produce more in our country than import when we go into crisis, when the cedi starts depreciating, when the economy starts tightening up. Then we remember that if we were to produce more locally, it will help reduce importation and then reduce the stress on our currency. It is only when we are in crisis. We therefore forget the scripture, Genesis chapter 41. Joseph, the dream, the interpretation of the dream of Pharaoh by Joseph, that there will be 7 years of abundance and 7 years of hunger, for which reason we need to build storages to store more food. We tend to forget. In our churches, it appears to be just a message by our pastors, and we fail to act upon it. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is not an issue of politics. It's an issue of godly wisdom, which we need to learn from as politicians. We should not wait until the city goes into crisis. We should not wait until one country decides to ban the exportation of one produce into our country or the other. Indeed, even in this whole era of globalization, we have watched on, we have looked on and become consumers instead of working hard to take advantage of the changing times and also become manufacturers and producers to the benefit of our country. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think that the statement by my brother, the Honorable MP for Offenso North, is welcome. We should take a cue from it and not wait until the city starts sliding. Then we say we are going to ban importation of agricultural produce to reduce the pressure on the city. We need not to wait for crisis. That is godly wisdom. And I think that my brother's prompting is very necessary. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is something that you may want to refer for us to look into. Let's remind ourselves of some of the promises we have been making whilst in opposition. We are going to can what we cannot. We are going to eat what we cannot can, and can what we cannot eat. These were promises by President Kufuor in the year 2001. Subsequently, we have been making these promises. We keep making these promises. And in the long run, they come back to hurt us. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think that's a timely call. The Minister for Agric is in the chamber. He is somebody who listens and very passionate about what he does. And so, Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, I support his call. There's no need for this to split us politically. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, majority. Bench.
Speaker, the Honourable Minister responsible for Agric is here, so I yield to him for his
Minister
comments.
responsible for Agric. Minister responsible for Agric.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this all-important statement. I think the import of the statement is to highlight the challenges confronting tomato production in Ghana and to see how together we can resolve this challenge. In fact, this tomato importation has been with Ghana for a long time. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, national demand for tomato is estimated at 800,000 metric tons, and production is at 510,000 tons, indicating that we have a gap of approximately 300,000 metric tons to close before we can attain sufficiency in tomato production in Ghana. But we have to understand, we have to have a better appreciation of the challenge, the root cause of it, before we can prefer the appropriate solution to deal with it. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the Burkina situation, the total land area under cultivation of tomatoes in Burkina Faso is 17,000 hectares. And with the 17,000 hectares, they are able to produce 306,000 metric tons. The per hectare production is 18 metric tons. Every hectare of land used in the production of tomato in Burkina Faso is able to produce 18 tons. Now listen to the Ghana situation. In the Ghanaian case, in the dry season, 47,000 hectares of land is used in the production of tomatoes. In the peak season, the major season, in Ghana, you use 92,000 hectares. So the land size is between 47,000 and 92,000 hectares of land. But Mr. Speaker, that huge, large tract of land is able to produce 510,000 tons, indicating that per hectare production of tomatoes in Ghana is just 8 tons. While our counterparts in Burkina Faso are doing 18 tons per hectare, we are doing 8 tons. So what is the problem? The problem is the seed, the variety that is used in the production of tomatoes. And so we have decided, and this morning we had a meeting with Waki of Legon and some of the research institutions, and they have given us the assurance that they can give us a variety that can give us more than 20 tons per hectare. Yeah. More than 20 tons per hectare. So we are committing them. We have made some resources available to ensure that we develop that variety to bring a lasting solution to the problem. Then the second challenge has to do with management of post-harvest losses. Mr. Speaker, in our case, post-harvest losses alone constitute 30% of our produce. So we are reporting total production of 510,000 tons, total production. 30% have gone waste already. So when you add that 30%, you are bringing on board additional 153,000 tons. So if we are able to eliminate post-harvest losses alone, we are adding onto our production 153,000 tons of tomato. That reduces the gap from 300 to 140,000. Mr. Speaker, what are we doing to contain the situation? On assumption of office, after we had diagnosed the challenges, ascertained the root causes of the situation, we decided to launch a program called Vegetable Development Project, popularly known as Yeridua. This project was launched somewhere in June, July last year. Mr. Speaker, the project is anchored on 3 pillars. 1 is seed. 1 is seed. And then 2 is irrigation. And 3 is marketing.